One of the more powerful capabilities of this program, as well as any of the other Microsoft Office programs, is the ability to share documents. And what we're able to do is actually, if we save this file that you see on the screen to my cloud account, to my Office 365 OneDrive storage area, if I save it there, I can actually then share it with other users where they can actually go in and make changes anytime they want, and as many of them can be in the document at the same time. So it used to be in the old days where if you put a file, let's say, out on the network drive and said, okay, go out there and have at it, you know, make changes to whatever you need to do. If one person was in it, it kind of locked out everybody else. But now, with the advent of this cloud storage, we're able to share files and have people collaborate, you know, have many of them collaborating at the same time on that same document. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to take this document, I'm going to save it as a file, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and click on the file. We'll go ahead and hit save, all right? All right, I'm going to save it to my OneDrive area here, and what I'll do is I'll put it in, let's say, this folder, and then this folder, and then we'll put in class files here. All right. Now the name of the file is going to be, we're going to call it the Big Budget, and then it's going to be brouhaha. Okay. And that's all we have to do. Then we go ahead and hit save. There we go. And by the way, if you save anything to the cloud drive, you know, the OneDrive area, it's going to automatically go into autosave. And all this means is as you're making changes to your document in the future, it's immediately saved. I mean, almost like every time you hit the key, it saves it, and it saves it to, you know, to the cloud. So you never really risk the chance of, let's say, having a power outage or your machine locking up on you and losing, you know, 5 or 10 or 20 minutes worth the work. This is just almost immediate, so chances are you're not going to lose anything, you know, when it comes to this type of saving. Now you'll notice up there we've got the big brouhaha, you know, the big budget brouhaha file name up there, so we know we've got it saved properly. And let me just show you on my cloud storage area where it's stored as well. Let me just bring this up for you so you can see this. So there it is. So it's stored on the cloud, just like that. So pretty cool. All right. Now what I want to do is I want to share this file, this document file, with another user, and that happens to be one of my other accounts that I've got set up, and it's going to be called Student H. So Student H is the person that I'm going to be sharing this this file with. Now, how do I do that? Okay, well, at the top of the screen here, on the ribbon or tab area here, you'll see Share. And what you do is you click onto that. This little window pops up, and then this is where you'll type in the email address of whoever you want to send this to and share it with, right? So what we do is I'll type in this case, student, and there's a Student H, pops right up there for me. I got a lot of student accounts here. So Student H, there it is, and I can send it to other people as well. So I can go there, I can hit S again, or ST, and I can save it or share it with Student C if I wanted to as well, all right? Then once I've done that, all I have to do is just click on the send, and off it goes. All right, now what happens in the meantime is Student H actually receives an email with a message that says that I've shared this particular document with her. So on that email, they can actually click the link, and they'll be able to open up the file and be able to work with it. They can also go into their OneDrive account, the online one, and they can actually see the file there and open it up. And just to give you an idea of what that would look like, let me just bring the other one back over here again. What would happen is that they would go into their cloud. They could go into the shared section here, and that would show all of the files that were shared with them in this list where it says shared with me, and that file would be in this list here, and they could click onto that and actually open it up and work with it there as well. So there's a few places you can go for that. So I've got student H's computer on my desk here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open up that file at her end here, okay? Now you'll notice what happens. She pops up, there she is, all right? And it's letting me know that she is sharing. She's actually in the document right now, and she can make any kind of changes. Now I want you to watch on the screen. I want you to watch in this general area here. Watch on the screen while she, or I in this case, go to select that second sentence where it starts with when. I'm going to select that, all right, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make it bold. So you can see how it puts that little, like a little blue marker there, and you can see how it says student H. So that's where student H is at. Now, at student H's end, she's able to see a little marker that shows that I'm on here, and that would be me over here. It's really kind of cool. So anyway, so she's just selected that sentence. Now watch what happens. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make it bold. So I click on the bold. And it might take a few seconds here, a delay here. But I'll make it bold, and I'm also going to make it red. All right? And look at that. It's pretty cool. So now watch this. I'm going to go to the second paragraph, right? So now she's selecting this paragraph right over here, right? Now I'm going to go ahead and at her end here, I'm going to delete that. Now watch, I'm going to delete it, and look at that. It went away pretty fast there. And look at that, huh? Not bad. Now she's going to go in there and she's going to put a title at the top here. So she's going to go to the beginning there of it. So let me just go there. And then she's going to hit the enter key a few times. Hit the up arrow key a few times, and she's going to type in video in the new age, just like that. There it goes. Now I'm not typing on my keyboard, I'm typing on her keyboard on her machine, okay? I mean, that's how powerful this is. And you can see how it says student H up there as well, that's doing the typing. So if I were to put a few more little, let me put a ellipse after it, like that, you can see how her name pops up there. That's pretty neat. Now keep in mind that I also shared this file with student C. So if student C were to get into the same document, you'd see student C's changes as well. So you'd see all kinds of things going on. I mean, so this is like the ultimate in collaboration. I mean, this is excellent because everybody that's collaborating upon this document can actually see instantaneously the changes that have been made by others to the document, and they can chime in with their changes as you know, throughout the process. And we never really have to worry about deleting something that somebody else might have changed or somebody else might have added or something like that, because well actually, I guess the point is that you can see the changes and therefore kind of respect other people's changes along the way and say, okay, well, I'll leave that there. Or maybe somebody just gets done typing that in. Maybe they went, like for what student H did, she went in there, she made that red, and I'm looking, oh, whoa, red. No, I don't think so. And I think I'm going to go back in there, and I'm going to go back in there and say, no, I don't want that to be red. Change that back to just, automatic, just make it black, and, be done with it. Now, at her end, she's going to see that change happening, or maybe not, because maybe she's closed out already and gotten out of the document. But the point of the matter is that we can go, go back and forth with it like this. Okay, now when student H in this case says, okay, I'm done doing what I need to do here, I'm gonna get out of the document. So at her end, which is me doing this, I'm gonna close out of the document. Now watch what happens. Her picture now will go away in just a second here. And there it goes. So now she's offline. So it's really kind of interesting to be able to know who is online, as far as on this particular document, making changes at the time. But what a cool thing. Okay, now let me show you another way that you can share the file. So the first thing that we did here is we shared it directly from being in the document. The other way would be to go into your email and actually attach a link to the file and send it to student H in this case. Okay, so let me go through that process with you. All right, so I'm going to go into my email here. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create a new email. All right, there it is. And then I'm going to go ahead and address this to student H. There she is. And the subject will be, the big budget or something, I don't know. All right. Please update or something like that, all right? So now what I'm going to do here is click on to attach file. So this is in the message tab here. I go here to attach file, and I tell it that I want to browse my web location. So I want to find the file via the web. Now, by the way, too, if the file happens to be already out here, you can grab onto it. And you see the ones that have the cloud. The cloud means that those have been shared, or basically are stored on the OneDrive cloud account. Okay, this one isn't. But anyway, the one I want is not in here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on to here, and then go to my OneDrive once again. There it is, and then I'm going to go ahead into the area here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring up this one right here. So this is the one I want to share, okay? So I'll double click that, and I want to share the link. There we go. Oh, so now once I've done, let me go back in here. Sorry about that. Okay, so once I've got that, I'm going to go ahead and send it. So there it goes. All right. All right, now student H has received that, so now she's going to go ahead and open up that file. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open up the file as well here. So I'm going to click on the file, hit open, and let's see, we're going to go back into OneDrive there, and we're going to go into Word. There we go. Okay, now as you can see, she's in there. There she is. And if you point to it, okay, there you go. Okay, good. Okay, so now she at her end is going to go ahead and select that whole first paragraph. She's going to make it bold, and she's going to make it red in a matter of a few seconds. Boom, there it is. Okay, so there's the change. Not bad. And then she's going to go to that second paragraph. She's going to open that up, or select it, and she's going to go ahead and delete it. Now watch this one go. This is going to go away when she goes and hits the delete. Or I hit the delete, and that'll go away in just a few seconds as well. So it's all real time. It's just this amazing thing. I can kind of go back and forth like this. So pretty nice. And boom, there it is. Okay, so I think you got a good idea now how that works. Now I'm going to have student H send me a link. Okay, so at least you can see what it looks like at the other end. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to show you my email here first. We'll bring up this screen here. Okay, so now she'll send it, and now it's been sent out. Now I should get that email pretty shortly here. You can hear the noise. Should be a few seconds. There it is. Okay, so then we've got the student H shared the Maui water rights with you. Okay, so now if I go ahead and I open that email up, there it is. Okay, so that's what student H saw on those other two documents that I showed you previously. So there it is. So then what I can do is I can actually go ahead and open it up. And that actually opens up on my OneDrive, or through the OneDrive. That's the online one. So there it is. That's pretty cool. Now when you look at this, I mean, she's going to go in here, let's say, and let's see, she'll move the she's going to move the graphic over onto the other side. So in a few seconds, that should change over here as well. Oh, I made it red there, so you can see how the paragraph changed red there. That's pretty good. Now I want you to see something else as well. On my OneDrive, you can actually see in the shared folder, shared with me, there's the Maui County rights. And just so you know too, just to show you the rest of it, shared by me, okay, we go back into there, and there was that big budget brouhaha that we had shared with H, all right? And if I click onto there, like that, and I can say manage access, then I actually see, see what I've done here. So if I decide I no longer want to share it with anybody, then I can just hit stop sharing and off it goes. So, and no longer can anybody make any changes to it. Now let me just go back and kill this, close that one up real quick. And then look at this. If I go back now to the, I got the shared here, and I go back into shared with me, there's the Maui County rights there, or water rights, I should say. And instead of opening it up in the internet version of Word, what I can do is I can go up to here and say open up. I've got open up with Word Online. Oh, and I got it there, and I'll go click onto that. There we go. All right, so there we go. So now I'm going to go ahead and close that up. That's it. That's all I have to do. Okay, let me close this up. All right, now let me go ahead and just do this real quick here again. I kind of messed up there. What I wanted to show you was, and I didn't do it right. So this is the file that student H has shared with me, and I'm in my cloud account looking at it right there. Okay. Because I'm in my shared with me, right? So there it is. So I can not only open it and edit it within the internet version or the online version of Word, but I can also, when I go up here, I can click onto this and say that I want to open up just in plain old Word, just like that, see? Oh. Oh, there it is. Okay, good. So there it is. So just wanted to show you that because you can have it in both the desktop version or you can do the online version. But either one will do fine for you. So now another thing you can do as well is you can actually, as you're collaborating, as everybody's in there putting their own 2 cents into the document, you can actually track all of their changes that they're making, and then later on go back and then either accept or reject those changes. I mean, this is very, very cool. All right, so I'm going to go and close this one up here. And there's original. Okay, so let's say that's our original big budget brouhaha. And now I want to start tracking the changes to it. So what I'm going to do here is go back in. Now we're going to go and click on to Review. And then we have this area here called Track Changes. So we're going to click onto that and tell it that we want to track our changes. So I click onto that, and that's it. So now the changes will be tracked. Now, this has been automatically saved. But normally, if you weren't on the cloud and you were doing this, you would go ahead and save it at that point. But it's already been saved. And now I'm going to have student H open up that file. And then you'll see up in the top right-hand corner, it says student H is here, right? Now, student H is going to go in and make some changes. So I'm going to go in here on the first few areas there, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to delete that. And you'll see how it kind of updates on there. So it shows that student H has deleted this part here to that paragraph. It's pretty interesting. And then she's going to go ahead and make that second paragraph red. So you'll see that change in just a second. There it goes, or third paragraph, I guess. So there it is on that. All right. But you can see those are changes, and you can see that how it pops out. Now this came out like this because on the show markup, I've got that set for the balloons are on. Okay. Otherwise, as a default, this comes on looking like that. All right. Oh, I'm sorry, not like that. It comes up like, oh, this one here. So it'll show on the side here, so you can see over here. It'll show the changes there on that. So I'm going to go on to the next, on student H here. I'm going to go to the second page there that's on the right side there. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And you'll see that. There it goes. So it's showing that that's deleted by student H, and you can see that over here. Okay. Now I might go in there and I might go to this area here, and I might want to maybe go here and maybe make that italic or something. All right, so I changed that myself. So now student H is going to leave the document, so I'm going to go ahead and close up the document, and you'll see her face disappear from the top there. Okay, so now what I want to do, maybe I come back to this, later on, and I want to kind of go through the changes and to see and to basically either accept or reject those changes, right? So what I do is I go back into review, go back into the reviewing pane. Oh, not review, I'm sorry, that's what I want to do there. Now what's kind of interesting though, before we get started here, this one here where it says all markup, if I click onto that and go back to the original, that's what it looks like originally. All right, without any of those changes, right? Now, from the time that we had started tracking the change. Now, if I go back to all markup, I see that, and I can see this first one over here. So what I'm going to do here is I can see the first one I did, all right, or that was done. And I'm sitting there saying, okay, so it looks like that they deleted that. And it's like, okay, I accept that, right? So what you can do is over here, we would click on to accept, and that would take care of that. Now it jumps over to the next one here, and on this one it was turned red, and I say, okay, that's fine, I'll accept that. So I accept it, and that goes in there. And on this one here, this was basically deleted. So what do I want to do that? I want to, let's say, accept that, and there we go. And then on this last one here, we made it italic, all right, and I'll go ahead and I'll accept that, and that's it. And then what you can do, then you can, at that point, tell it that you want to turn off tracking. And there is the new document, and that is the one that we go ahead, and it's already saving it now, but it's all set, ready to go to get printed out and done with whatever. One last thing I want to show you has to do with what we call versions. In other words, we've made a number of changes to this document, we've updated and so forth. What happens if you hit a situation where you're going, I don't know if I should have had all those changes made. I'd really like to maybe go back to the version I had before all those changes. Well, how can you make that happen? Well, here's what you can do. You can actually go, while you got the file open here, we'll go back into File, okay, and you've got this thing here called Version History. And what you can do is you can click onto View and Restore Previous Version. So you click onto that, and it shows you all the different versions that you got. They've got them grouped by date, and then also in chronological order here. So you might say, well, man, I'd like to just get back to what I had, you know, at 12:34 p.m., right? So we can actually point to that, double click it, and it opens up to that particular version. Okay, so then if you say, okay, yeah, this is the one I want, so what you can do then is go ahead and do a save as, so you can actually just go ahead and actually you just hit your F12 key, go ahead and do a save as, and save this as a different file. Or what you can do is you can go in there and we could actually save it, you know, as whatever you want. You can just go ahead and kind of change the name there and call it whatever you want to call it, hit save, and now that will become, as you'll see up here, and there we go. And that's it. So now that's your recovered version. And if you could have also saved it as the same name too. You know, our big budget brouhaha, but whatever, it all works the same. Alright, so I really appreciate you watching the video. Hopefully this will come in handy. I think the big thing to kind of take away from this is the fact that you can share your files with others, you can collaborate, and you can also optionally make it so where you can either reject or accept the changes that they made using that track changes feature. So I appreciate you watching. Take care.